As we all know, not all quadratic equations have the coefficient of the x squared term being 1, so they're not all y equals x squared plus 5x take away 3, or y equals x squared take away 7x plus 9, or y equals x squared plus 4x plus 100, right? They're not all like that. Sometimes you've got y equals 2x squared, or y equals 3x squared, or y equals minus 5x squared. How do you deal with those if you're completing the square? And the good news is that the result of doing this gives us a format where we can read off the turning point of the parabola. So it still gives us the result that we want. So thankfully, there is a process that we can do here. Essentially, what we need to do is we need to factor the 2 out first. Essentially, it's a way of allowing us to ignore it for a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor the 2 out of the first 2 terms. Now, some people will do all 3 terms. I personally don't like that because that then brings in more fractions sometimes than maybe we need. So I tend to factor the 2 out of the first 2 terms. So x squared plus, well, that would need to be 4x, wouldn't it? Okay, and then we've got the plus 3 on the end. So we factor the 2 out of those 2 terms. We then complete the square on what's inside that bracket. So there will still be the 2 on the outside, and we'll still have the plus 3 on the outside. So we want to complete the square on the inside part. So we will have a bracket, x, we halve the 4, so plus 2, squared, and we subtract this number squared, don't we? So we subtract 4. So all I'm doing is I start with this, and I get to this. There's no added plus 1 or take away 3 there, so there's no extra bit here. So we're done once we've got to that stage. Once we've done that, we now multiply the bracket out again. Not the one that's in the middle, okay, we leave that alone, but we're going to do 2 lots of that bracket, so 2 lots of x plus 2 squared, and then 2 lots of the minus 4, so that'd be minus 8. And we've still got the plus 3 on the end. So we've done 2 lots of that term, then 2 lots of that term. We're almost home and dry. We'll have 2 lots of x plus 2 squared, then we've got minus 8 plus 3, which is minus 5. And now we're done. Okay? So this process allows you to complete the square for expressions where the coefficient of x squared isn't just 1. Okay, and this method will work. It does take some practice because there's certainly some more lines of working than there was for the easier examples that we've just gone through in the previous videos. But once you've got the method down, it's actually not too bad algebraically.